What do you have in mind for your next tattoo? I've actually been thinking a lot about that. I have this one that you guys probably have seen. And I kind of want to fill up my whole forearm. And I'm thinking maybe peacock feather situation. I love the colors of like turquoise and greens and purples, like all those jewel tones. Yeah, something like a peacock feather thing. It might be a quill saying something. I don't know yet. Maybe have some symbols kind of incorporated into that from astrology, kind of subtly tucked into the feather. I don't know. We'll both see. What are the technology products you can't live or travel without? Obviously, I need my iPhone at all times because it's also my iPod, and I can use Twitter on it, and Facebook, and things like that. Actually, I'm not on Facebook. What am I saying? I mean, I'm on Facebook, but I don't actually it. Do I? No, I don't. They're telling me, oh, you should say that you actually do it. I'm not going to lie to you. Management manages the Facebook for me. But I manage my own Twitter, and that is me twittering. So I need that. I always need that. 13, 18, or 21. Knowing what you know now, if you could go back to yourself at one or all of those ages, what advice of words of wisdom would you give to yourself? Wow, that's a good question. 13, I think, was the hardest out of those three ages because adolescence was happening. I was figuring out things about myself that made me very different. And I think that I would get in my ear and just say, don't be so scared. It'll all fall into place. You're going to be happy. There are others like you. And you have a lot of great things in store for yourself. I would need that self-confidence at that age because that was probably the lowest point. 18, I just graduated from high school. I think I would say, Adam, patience. It's not going to happen overnight. Chill out. And I'd probably say the same thing to myself at 21. I think at 18, I would tell myself also to take some more risks. Because I was still a little scared of things at that point. Okay. How do you think your friendship with Chris and Allison helped shape your time on Idol? I think with Chris in particular, it was really interesting because we were roommates and such different artists that he actually helped me in identifying with who I was because we were such polar opposites. You know, he would take on that everyman kind of Chris perspective on something, and I would automatically be like, "Oh, really?" And I would just kind of always have to kind of be in the most playful way, be kind of contrary to what he was. And it's so funny that we ended up, and we would get a kick out of it, we'd make each other laugh, but it's so funny that we ended up the final two, because when that happened, we looked at each other and went, is this for real? Is this happening right now? Are we the final two on the show? Figures, right? So it really helped me kind of like balance who I was, like as an artist, my artistic identity. And then Allison was kind of my kindred spirit in the competition as far as she was like the other kind of over-the-top rocker person. So both the way she dressed and the way she sang, the way she approached songs, I think she was kind of my sister in that. And that's why when we got to Rock Week and we were told that we were singing duets, I was like, well, I got Allison. Don't you other two boys go near her, she's mine. I asserted myself really strongly in that. I don't think Chris was too happy with me on that one. How do you feel about your image and style perhaps coming first in the public's mind when they hear your name rather than your music or your talent? Is that something you think is just unavoidable, or do you wish it was different? You know, I actually think it's a time will tell type issue. I think that hopefully I will be able to stay around. Media likes to talk about things like my sexuality because it's novel, because there's not a lot of people that are open and comfortable about that. So I think it's just kind of, it's still new, and that's kind of what people know me as right now. And then hopefully as time passes, the focus will shift to my music. I know you fans recognize me for my music, and I appreciate that. And ultimately, that's what I do. So it should be the thing that represents me. What time is it? It's that's the time? It's 5:43, so this is live. It's not pre-recorded. Calm down, conspiracy theorists. Chill. Oh. Welcome to the jungle. I'll be doing the entire rest of the chat like that. Is that good? I think it's funny too. Someone brought it in here and they were like, well, it's atmosphere. And I was like, right next to my head? How did the roommates get sorted out of the Idol Mansion? Did you fill out forms with information and likes and dislikes like for college roommates? No, if we're only that respectable. What happened was, before we moved into the mansion, we were in a hotel, and I was living with one of the contestants that I think it was all random. I think they just kind of randomly put us together based on some things like age and personality. They did it for us. And then one of the contestants got voted off, and so I had an open spot in my room, and 2 days went by with nobody in it, so I was like, whew, I get to have my own room for a minute. And then a knock came on my door, and it was Chris Allen with his guitar and his suitcase. He's like, I'm your new roommate. I was like, oh, okay, nice to meet you. So that's how it happened. And then when we moved into the house, like, he and I were getting along so well, and I looked at him, I was like, do you just want to be roommates in the house too? And he was like, sure. So it worked out that way. And he probably, I mean, I have nothing against any of the other idols. We all got along really well, actually, and we got really close this summer. But what was so great about Chris as a roommate is that he's really easygoing and kind of mellow. And I can get really high-strung, so I knew that rooming with someone like that would be, like, easy to deal with. And that was one of the reasons why I liked living with him. Plus, he's cute. Since I know you get inspired by films and other music videos, can you describe any visual elements or particular aesthetics that you'd like to incorporate into your future music videos? You know, I love the whole glam thing from the 70s. You guys know that I love, like, Velvet Goldmine, and I love T-Rex and Bowie and Sweet and Mark Bolan and all that. So I think I would love to explore, like, the whole glam rock look of the 70s and actually maybe do a video at some point that looks like it's from the 70s, like make it look old. That'd be kind of cool. I love periods. I love historical periods. I would love to do something that was, like, very 20s inspired at some point. I also really love the late 60s, early 70s, like the Summer of Love, that whole period, hippies and all that. I can see myself doing that. And then maybe like something really like futuristic too. I like the idea of like time travel as far as the aesthetics go. Mind helping us settle a major debate? If you had to choose just one, Cheetos or ramen? I hate to break it to you guys, but that is crap food. I would not eat either of them. I hate to tell you, but I'm not a junk food guy, and bleh. I don't like Cheetos, and I don't like ramen. Too salty when the ramen. Cheetos turn your mouth orange, and they taste like weird fake cheese. I'm not into it.